Hi, I'm Scott from Beast Tuning Systems, and we're going to talk today a little bit about how to prepare your skis so that you have more enjoyment on the mountain. We'll start out with waxing, which is the most simple thing to do, but it's something that's very, very important. A lot of people think, I don't want wax, I'll go too fast. However, the reverse is true. You'll actually have more control of your skis if you have wax, because they'll be lubricated against the snow and they will slide and glide easily rather than be kind of sticky. So wax is really important for enjoyment, so that you can have good control of your turns and good control on the mountain. Especially if you're a snowboarder, for example, where you don't have use of poles, you get in these flat sections. If you have wax, you can glide across them. If not, you have to go and take 1 foot out of a binding and push yourself across. So ski bases, snowboard bases are all the same. They need wax. They need wax for protection also. It's kind of like an automobile engine has to have oil for lubrication. A ski base has to have lubrication also. If you don't have lubrication with wax in the base of the ski, what happens is that snow is pretty abrasive. It's kind of like sandpaper in a way. And so if you don't have lubrication in the base, this will get all fuzzed up. It's called base burn. It'll look kind of whitish, and it's kind of, if you look at magnified, it's kind of hairy, kind of like mohair. That doesn't glide and slide very easily. So if you have wax in the base of your ski, then you're going to prevent that base burn. So at any rate, let's go ahead and show you how to start preparing your ski. Well, first of all, I want to talk about one more thing about a ski base. A ski base has to have a texture in it. Now, this is highly magnified. This would be the tip and tail of the ski going this way. This looks like a corduroy pattern. It's actually a very, very tiny pattern that is little water channels that helps to dissipate the moisture, because there's always moisture in snow. When you're gliding across it, there's a slight little water film. So this tends to dissipate the moisture so that you'll glide easier. It reduces the suction. Let's visualize suction. If you had a totally smooth ski base with none of this texture in it, let's visualize that this is a glass tabletop with water on it. You put a glass tumbler on it and try to pick it off. It's somewhat stuck. And the same thing happens if you have a totally smooth ski base against moisture in the snow. It just is kind of sticky. So let's get on with how we do this. First of all, we need wax, obviously. We have a good general purpose wax here. That's a beast wax. And we need a heat source, an iron. You can get an iron, you can use your household iron, provided that it has an accurate thermostat, that it's not going to be wildly fluctuating so you get it too hot so the wax is smoking, or then it cools down too quick. A ski iron has got a thicker base, and so it holds its heat a lot better. So we'll prepare, I've got the iron heated up, we'll prepare the base of the ski with a brass brush, which will start at the tip of the ski, and I'm going to run down the ski. I'm only going to do part of it here. And what I'm accomplishing there is, remember this texture that we had, the little water channels? I'm cleaning out any gunk, whatever that is in there. So I prepare it with a brass brush, tip to tail. Then I'll follow that with a coarse fiber pad. It's like a Scotch-Brite, but it's an industrial quality, so it's a little heavier duty. And I'll run that up and down the base of the ski, cutting off any little fibers that are in there, that base burn that we talked about. And so that would remove if there's any little base burn started. Okay, then we'll take a white fiber pad. I like fiber pads because they're better than a rag. A rag will leave lint, and you don't want lint in the base of your ski. So a nice clean white fiber pad that has no abrasive is a good little cleaning. Then we'll go and wax the ski. We'll take the iron, have it properly heated up so it's not smoking, but so the wax will melt freely. And we'll drip this on the base of the ski. I kind of like to go back and forth on it to get enough wax on the base. Okay, then we'll spread the wax and kind of move it around a little bit so it's fully saturating from one edge to the other. Okay. Then we'll go back to the tip and we'll take a slow pass down. You'll see that the wax is staying liquefied a little bit after I pass over. If you come up in here, I'll usually take like 2 passes. Getting the wax liquefied enough so that it's going to be absorbed by the base. So then we'll let it cool for approximately 10 minutes so it hardens up a bit, and then we'll get back to what we do from that point on. Okay, something I neglected to mention before is that we have to have a work table of some sort. You can use any workbench at home, but in order to hold the ski, there are special ski vices that a lot of people will acquire, but a person just starting out, many times they'll start out, put a couple blocks of wood together and put, this has got carpet, I usually like a foam rubber on it. So you're suspending the ski so the binding is off the table and you're working just on the base. The other thing I neglected to mention was that you need a brake retainer to get the ski brakes out of the way, otherwise they're sticking down there in the way. So these are called brake bands, which go around and hold the brakes up out of the way. Now I'm only doing the front part of the ski, but I wanted to show you what the brake thing was all about. Okay, we've cooled down about enough now. Now we're going to scrape the wax off of the base. A lot of people say, boy, why are we getting rid of that wax? Well, it's because, remember this texture, the water channels we have on the base? We have to clean those out. So we only want the wax in the base, not on the base. So we'll take a hard plastic scraper and we'll go from tip to tail, scraping without a vise. Sometimes you have to hold it with a hand here, but it's all doable to start out that way. If you really get into tuning, you'll probably want to acquire a vise. So you scrape it a few times until most of the wax is gone. And then we still have to open up these little water channels. So we'll take a nylon brush and we'll brush from tip to tail, cleaning the wax out of the little water channels so that the ski is able to glide freely and not have the suction. Now we've got a lot of little particles of wax, kind of like salt actually, so we'll then finish it up by taking a fine fiber pad and just clean the granules off. And now we're set to go, except for one thing, is that you never want to put your ski bases together. We've got them finely waxed, and if you carry them like this, they're going to be scratching back and forth, so we will end up putting a couple ski ties. I prefer like 3 ski ties. This is a Velcro tie, and it'll go between the base at the tip area and wrap around. You do one at the tip, one in the midsection, one in the tail. Now you're all set to go to the mountain and have a great day of gliding on the snow. Okay, Beast Tuning has put together a waxing kit so that you get basically everything you needed to start preparing your own skis. It has Beast number 1 wax. 1 is your first wax. It's your everyday glide wax. There are other waxes called 2, which for racing and what have you, but the 1 is your everyday glide wax. It's a video cassette size, and it's enough wax for probably a family for 2 years. It includes a nylon brush and a brass brush, the fiber pads that we talked about, 2 coarse ones and 2 fine ones. It has an acrylic wax scraper. It has 8 brake bands, so you can use them for your slingshot too, and then has 3 ski ties. The total value is $117, and the kit is being sold to you at $99. So you might want to think about how to improve your skiing for $99. It's a heck of a deal. One thing that's not included, which I mentioned before in the video, was the iron. You can use a household iron, or you can get a decent ski iron for like $40. That will be on Beast Tuning website also. So see you on the slopes. Bye.